What up, everybody? Welcome back to Jayfabe Wrestling. We're deep into SummerSlam season, and now we're rebooking SummerSlam 2014. Took place August 17, 2014, in Los Angeles, California, at the Staples Center. Here was the card. On the pre-show, we had RVD defeating Cesaro. And in the opener for the Intercontinental Championship, Dolph Ziggler defeated The Miz. Paige defeated AJ Lee for the Divas Championship. Rusev defeated Jack Swagger. Seth Rollins defeated Dean Ambrose in a lumberjack match. Bray Wyatt defeated Chris Jericho. Stephanie McMahon defeated Brie Bela. Roman Reigns defeated Randy Orton. And in the main event, Brock Lesnar defeats John Cena. So yeah, overall, this was a solid card. Its most memorable moment was obviously Brock Lesnar squashing John Cena. How many suplexes did he hit? I don't even remember, but yeah, it was probably over 15 suplexes, 3 F5s. Yeah, Cena got a little bit of offense, but yeah, it was a beatdown, suplex city. Something we never seen before, so that was cool. And then we also seen Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose go at it for the first time, which was a very memorable match as well. The Lumberjacks, I felt like, added a nice element to the card. And it was probably the best lumberjack match we ever had. And then we also had Stephanie McMahon making her in-ring return after how many years? Since 2001? So yeah, that was pretty memorable as well. Her feud with Brie Bela was obviously coming off Daniel Bryan versus The Authority. So that was a cool little match over there. Jericho returned to fight Bray Wyatt. So that was cool. And Rusev versus Swagger. That was a nice, anti-America versus USA match. So overall, I thought it was a really solid card and pretty good card. Also, Roman Reigns, it was kind of his coming out party as a singles guy, him defeating Randy Orton. So that was also notable as well. And yeah, again, solid card. Not the best SummerSlam, not the worst SummerSlam. Very unique main event, but again, I feel like some guy has definitely been misused here a bit. Someone like RVD, he's not even on the card, and he returned at WrestleMania. And yeah, the Usos are not on the card. The Wyatt family are not on the card. So Ryback. So yeah, a lot of good talent not on the card. And I feel like a few changes can make this card better. So let's get into it right now. All right, the first match I have on the card is for the World Tag Team Championship. I have the Usos versus the Wyatt family, and I would actually have it in a steel cage match. So they started feuding since Money in the Bank, I believe, and they also had a great match at Battleground 2 of the 3 falls. So I would have this as the rubber match here. I would actually have the Wyatts defeat the Usos at Battleground, so they would actually have the belts going into SummerSlam. And yeah, we just have steel cage match, so there's no interference from Bray Wyatt. And yeah, two teams locked up, and I think it would be a very fun opener. And yeah, I thought this is what was missing, a really good tag title match on the card. And the Usos, this was kind of the breakout year, and we know how great of a worker Luke Harper is, and him and Eric Rowan are a really good team. So they definitely should have got a tag team title run at this point. And yeah, I would actually have them defeat the Usos to win the feud in the steel cage match. We could have maybe Jey Uso go for the splash, but Luke Harper gets out the way, and then he pins Jey Uso. But yeah, this would be a very solid, fun match. Can definitely be the opener. We got a lot of great talent here. Put them in a cage. And yeah, it's just cool to see tag team wrestling on the card, I think. So yeah. All right, next match I have is for the Divas Championship. I have Paige versus AJ Lee. So going into this match in real time, AJ Lee defeated Paige when she returned to Raw. I would not have that. I would just have Paige cut a promo. She's still babyface, and then AJ Lee would come out and say she wants her rematch at SummerSlam, and she would skip around Paige. And then she says, Paige, I'm changed. I'm not the AJ Lee as before. I'm not crazy. I'm just here out of respect. And she offers Paige a hug, and Paige kind of hesitates, but she gives her a hug. And yeah, they're kind of becoming friends here. They're teaming up. A little bit of miscommunication, but they still get the win. So yeah, Paige is still kind of eerie whether she can trust AJ Lee or not. But yeah, I would actually have AJ Lee regain the belt here. She can counter the Rampage into like a quick roll up. Paige can't believe it, and then AJ Lee, yeah, she goes to shake Paige's hand. Paige refuses. She gives AJ Lee a hug, and then boom, she attacks her. Paige turns heel after losing the belt. I think it would be a nice change of pace because AJ Lee was away for a while, so the fans were kind of into cheering her. And Paige, I think, is better as a heel. She could be the anti diva, and she could be a little more ruthless as a heel. So I think this would be the right time to turn her heel. And yeah, they had a really good match here, under 5 minutes in real life. I would give them a little bit more time, but yeah, this is where I have AJ Lee get the belt back. All right, next up I have for the United States Championship, I have Rusev defending against Sheamus. So going after WrestleMania 30, I had Sin Cara drop the belt to Bad News Barrett, but obviously Wade Barrett got injured, and there'd be a battle royal, and I'd have Rusev win the battle royal to become the new U.S. champion. And yeah, he could be defeating all comers, and he says he makes a challenge to anyone for SummerSlam, and he hopes that they're not American. And then Sheamus comes out and he says, "Hey, brother, I'm not from America, but I've been living here for many years, and you've been disrespecting America for too long." And he gives Rusev the bro kick. And yeah, Rusev accepts the challenge. He says, "You know what's even worse than an American is a wannabe American from Ireland." And he can just start talking trash about, Bulgaria being not just more dominant in America, but also more dominant than Ireland, which pisses Sheamus off. So Sheamus can, again, try to attack Rusev. Rusev can use Lana as a shield and then jump Sheamus and kind of put a beat down on him to build some heat. But yeah, I think these guys would have a physical match. I think they had a match recently. It was like a Donnie Brooke match, and that was in last year, or is it even this year? But yeah, this is like 10 years ago, so they're much younger, and I think they would just have as great as a match as that was. Very physical, and yeah, Rusev can get the clean win. Maybe he's going for the bro kick. Maybe Lana does a slight distraction, then Sheamus misses the bro kick, and Rusev gets him the accolade, and Sheamus passes out. All right, next up we got for the Intercontinental Championship, I have Dolph Ziggler versus Cesaro. So coming out of WrestleMania 30, I had Dolph be the Intercontinental Champion. I'll have him hold it here. He says he's a fighting champion. He's been defending it on pay-per-view after pay-per-view. And then I would have Paul Heyman come out because he was with Cesaro and say, "You haven't faced my client, and he's next in line." And Dolph Ziggler says, "I accept," and he super kicks Paul Heyman to build some heat. And then during Ziggler's match, Cesaro can attack Ziggler and get him into Cesaro's swing. And yeah, Cesaro can say that, Dolph's been giving chances after chances. He's finally getting his shot with the help of Mr. Heyman, and, he's not going to let him down. And Paul Heyman says his clients always wins gold. So he's really pushing Cesaro to win. And yeah, again, these two would have a great match and great set of styles as well. Obviously, Cesaro is the striker, and Ziggler, he has the quick moves and the quick grapple moves. And yeah, I think these guys would have a great Intercontinental Championship match. And I would actually give Cesaro the win here just because he was building a lot of momentum. I feel like WWE dropped the ball with him and Paul Heyman, and I think giving him a nice IC title reign would definitely help Cesaro as the Paul Heyman guy. All right, next match I have is a cool little mid-card match here. I have Rob Van Dam versus Ryback. So the feud can be very simple. Ryback is still a heel. He's bullying other people. And RVD can tell him, "Hey, man, just relax, dude. Just chill. Be like me, RVD." And Ryback can attack RVD. And, RVD could cut a cool promo saying, "Ryback, you think you're all great, but you're just copying me. First off, you wear the same wrestling singlet as me, trying to be like me. And also, you're trying to get famous off 3 words. But feed me more can't compare to Rob Van Dam." So yeah, that'd be a nice, cool promo from RVD, and Ryback can just be saying he hates how these veterans are taking his spot. That's why, He hasn't been world champion again. Because in my booking, I had him as champ last year. And he can blame it on all these veterans. And he says he's going to take them out one by one. And he's going to start with RVD. And he's going to be hungry to take them out. So feed me more. So yeah, I think it'll be a nice solid mid-card feud here. Two different styles. Obviously, RVD is a quick guy. Ryback the power guy. So I think they will complement each other well. And yeah, I would actually have RVD go for the 5-star frog splash. Ryback can catch him into the shell shock. 1, 2, 3. Ryback gets the win. All right, so the next matches, I'll be honest, guys, all happen on the real card. I'll just make a little bit of tweaks to the build. So first off, we're going to talk about, again, Y2J Chris Jericho versus Bray Wyatt. So they actually did have a match at Battleground, which I wasn't a fan of. I would just have their match be here. And yeah, after Battleground, Jericho can cut a promo saying he's here to save us from the Authority. He's here to save us and make, WWE relevant again. And then the lights can go off. He could be surrounded by the Wyatt family. And yeah, Bray Wyatt can attack Chris Jericho, hit him with his sister Abigail, and say, "You're a false savior," and cut a promo on Jericho saying how he keeps returning just for the fame, and he keeps talking, but Jericho, as you return, you become even less of a person. And he can say that you live for this rock and roll Ayatollah lifestyle. But I'm Bray Wyatt. I keep it real. There's nothing fake about me. And the only thing that's fake is that you're bringing hope to WWE, because we all know after I beat you, you're going to leave again. So he cuts a nice promo. Jericho can be fired up and say that, he's back in the WWE, and he's here to save us from all this crap Bray Wyatt is talking about. And he wants Bray at SummerSlam. Bray says, "You got to beat Luke Harper one night and Eric Rowan the other night to face me, because I think you're a has-been and you have to prove it." And yeah, Jericho could get 2 clean wins, and finally Bray can accept and says that he's going to regret it, and that after this match we won't see Jericho anymore. So yeah, I think that would be a lot of hype for the feud. Very personal feud, and hard fought match, but obviously you got to give Bray Wyatt the win. He had so much momentum at this time, and yeah, Jericho was only here for a short run, so he could put Bray over. All right, next up I got Seth Rollins versus Dean Ambrose, but instead of a lumberjack match, I would actually have it be a street fight. So yeah, very personal feud here. Obviously, Seth Rollins turns on the Shield. He says he didn't sell out; he bought in. And yeah, he became the Authority's guy. He won Money in the Bank. Dean Ambrose got screwed by Corporate Kane. And yeah, so Seth can, be running away from Dean. Dean says he's going to keep coming, so they better make this match. And Seth tells Triple H, make the match, make it a street fight. Let me take him out, because he's just going to be, be bothering me, and he won't let me cash in unless I take him out in a street fight. And yeah, again, I think this would be better than the lumberjack match. And if you guys remember, Seth Rollins did take out Dean Ambrose. He curb stopped him on some cinder blocks. So that's where I would actually have here is I would actually have Dean get the win, like the clean win in the street fight. But after the match, Kane and J&J Security could come, and Seth can take out Dean on the show, because I felt like they did it the next night on Raw, but it would have been way more effective here. And I think the street fight would have been a better stipulation, just because how personal this feud would be. So yeah, I think it would be a great match, and Dean gets the win, but obviously Seth gets the last laugh. All right, next up we got Stephanie McMahon versus Brie Bela. So yeah, obviously this feud stems off Daniel Bryan versus the Authority. Daniel Bryan has to vacate the belt. Steph is mocking Daniel Bryan, and obviously Brie, Daniel Bryan's wife, is not happy about that, and she gets fired, and then she's torturing Nikki Bella, putting her in handicap matches and all that, and then Brie's in the stands. Stephanie slaps her, I think, and yeah, Brie says she's gonna sue her, and then unless she gets the match at SummerSlam, Stephanie versus Brie. And yeah, I thought the build was really cool. So keep everything the same here. I thought it was really cool to see Stephanie return after, was it like 13 years, 2001, in the ring. So yeah, I thought the feud was very personal, made a lot of sense. And honestly, it was kind of hyped as a semi-main event here. So, and the ending was cool with Nikki turning. The problem was the aftermath was they ended up both turning heel, and yeah, they didn't really follow that up. So that's the only thing, like, ideally I would change. But I thought the finish was cool. With they're about to do twin magic, and then Nikki pretty much takes out Brie with like a crazy forearm, and yeah, Steph gets the win with the pedigree. So there was a lot of heat on the Authority. I thought it was a really good match. The fans were really into it, and yeah, keep everything the same with Steph getting the win. All right, the semi-main event, we got Randy Orton versus Roman Reigns. So yeah, this stems off obviously Seth Rollins joining the Authority. Randy is still in the Authority, and yeah, the feud could be very simple. Randy can say that, he's heard a lot of things about Roman Reigns and he's the future. But he's seen a lot of people that were hyped up, but he was the only diamond. He's the one that's still here. He's the one that's won multiple world championships, and he's going to stop Roman Reigns' career before it even starts, because he is a legend killer, but he's also can be a career killer. And yeah, Roman Reigns can talk about how, him and Randy are very similar. They both have family ties to the business. But, Roman Reigns, he's going to do it the hard way. He's not going to be like Randy, form Evolution, form Legacy, cash in, money in the banks with the help of the Authority. He says that, he's going to be his own man. He's the big dog. He's Roman Reigns, and that Randy used to be the legend killer, and he is a legend, but now he's the one to get killed by the big dog. Believe that. So, yeah, again, good hype here, obviously. Kind of like Randy, the former Prodigy, fighting the current Prodigy, Authority versus the Shield. So all that stuff goes on. And yeah, they had a really good match. And yeah, Roman gets a clean win here because he had a lot of momentum at the time. And yeah, we got to keep pushing him. All right, now we're at the main event of the evening. We have Brock Lesnar versus John Cena. So the only change I would have is I wasn't a fan of Cena winning the belt at Money in the Bank. I would actually, Cena's like about to win, because Triple H was on commentary, right? He's like, John, before you even get the belt, let me introduce you to the final participant. Brock Lesnar comes out, pushes Cena off the ladder, hits him with the F5. Brock grabs the belt and he shakes hands with Triple H. So he's kind of like the hired gun for the Authority. And yeah, I feel like it does a few things. First, we don't need to give Cena another title reign. I felt like. And also, yeah, Brock did this in like Money in the Bank. Was it 2018 or 2019? I forgot what year he did it, but he was like literally the last entrant, and he, I think Mustafa Ali was about to grab the briefcase, and he came out of nowhere, and he was kind of like added to the match. So I felt like that was the wrong time to do it, but to do it here would have been really cool. It built a lot of heat, because obviously Cena is about to win it, and then Brock, not even announced for the match, comes out, works with the Authority, so that makes sense. And yeah, they can cut the same promos again, how again Cena's like, he's very passionate about the business. Brock is just here about the money. He's a mercenary, and Brock's like, yeah, I'll beat the piss out of you. His promos, like, I'll leave you in urine and blood. I thought, yeah, those promos were very good. And yeah, obviously you got to keep everything the same here with Brock Lesnar dominating the match. How many suplexes did he hit? I don't even remember. If you guys can remember. I know it was over 15 suplexes, and yeah, the fans were stunned. Cena had like a couple comebacks where we're like, oh shoot, Cena's actually going to come back, hits the AA, Brock kicks out at one, and he starts laughing, I think. So that was crazy as well. So yeah, definitely got to keep this the same. Main event was very memorable. Maybe not the best match, but super memorable, because we never seen a match like it. And yeah, obviously with Brock, got to keep his momentum strong going into WrestleMania. So yeah, him squashing Cena makes a lot of sense, and yeah, it's very notable and memorable SummerSlam moment. So yeah, guys, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think about it. Some few improvements I feel I made is first off, having a tag team championship match. The Usos and the Wyatt family, they had great chemistry from Money in the Bank and Battleground. So having that match here, I think would and especially in the steel cage match, would be really good. And then even the Paige AJ Lee dynamic, where I have Paige's heel turn happen on this show, so that becomes more notable as well. And then the U.S. Championship, instead of Jack Swagger, Sheamus, I think would be a better opponent for Rusev, be a little more physical. And we'd have the U.S. title on the line. And for the Intercontinental Championship, Dolph fought The Miz, but I feel like him versus Cesaro, who was not on the card, who was on the pre-show, which is unfortunate. But yeah, that just makes the match better, in my opinion. And then, yeah, having RVD return WrestleMania 30, he should be treated like a big deal here. And again, he was kind of stuck on the pre-show, but him versus Ryback, who I felt WWE totally misused them, teaming him with Curtis Axel. He could have been, again, a nice, solid, semi-main, mid-high, upper mid-card talent. Him versus RVD would be a very fun feud. And then I kept all the main 5 matches. The only changes, Jericho and Bray, this would be their first match, so the hype would be a little more higher for that. Seth versus Dean in the street fight, I think makes more sense than a lumberjack match. And then we can still have the memorable moment of Seth giving Dean Ambrose a curb stomp on the cinder blocks. Steph versus Brie, keep the same. Roman versus Randy, keep the same. And then Brock versus Cena, only change that I have Brock coming as champ. But yeah, keep that the same, because that was definitely one of the most memorable SummerSlam moments and main events and matches in history. So yeah, I think overall I did a couple tweaks, and I feel like I definitely did improve the card. But I kept a lot the same because I thought the card is very solid. So yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think. I'll run down the card for you guys right now. So for the World Tag Team Championship in a steel cage match, I have the Wyatt family, Luke Harper and Eric Rowan, defending against the Usos, Jimmy and Jay. And for the Divas Championship, I have Paige defending against AJ Lee. For the United States Championship, I have Rusev defending against Sheamus. For the Intercontinental Championship, I have Dolph Ziggler defending against Cesaro. Then we have Rob Van Dam versus the big guy Ryback. Y2J Chris Jericho versus the Eater of Worlds Bray Wyatt. Then we have a street fight. The Lunatic Fringe Dean Ambrose versus Mr. Money in the Bank Seth Rollins. Then we got Brie Bela versus Stephanie McMahon. Roman Reigns, the Big Dog, versus the Viper Randy Orton. And in the main event for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship, I have the Beast Brock Lesnar defending against Mr. Hustle, Loyalty, and Respect John Cena. So yeah, guys, again, that is my card. Let me know what you guys think. Catch you on the next one. Peace.